Hello, hello, and welcome to that Second Gen Life with Samhar. I'm your host, Samhar Raya. If you are a second generationer, child of immigrants, a diaspora leader, professional change maker, however you identify, this space is for you. This podcast is more than just storytelling. It's about strategy, identity, leadership, communities, finding yourself in this beautiful diasporic journey we're all going to. We'll talk about everything from navigating the workforce as a diaspora professional to the role that you can play in making an impact from where you are, locally or around the world. We'll talk about the realities and joys of being a second generationer, some of the challenges, some of the delights, but most importantly, we're going to remind you that you are powerful, that you belong, and that your job here is to create the spaces you wish existed. Hello, and welcome back to that Second Gen Life with Samhar. I'm your host, Samhar Araya, and today I am feeling so incredible because we just wrapped up the Eritrean Diaspora Innovators Summit, or EDIS, and it was held on May 9 and 10, respectively. We're working on our post-event wrap-up for you, but I wanted to hop on here and say thank you, thank you. Now, the replay will be available for those of you that registered. Now, if you attended the EDIS Summit as a registrant, that replay is going to come up online for you on Thursday, May 15. We're going to have the replay of every session up, and you will also get your resources on May 19 if you are a Jigna VIP registrant. If you didn't register for the EDIS Summit, but you want to catch it, you still want to watch it, we're actually making that available to you as well, which is a whole new decision based on all the feedback we got. We're actually going to open that up for you as well. And it is going to require registration, just like we did prior to the summit. And with your registration, you're going to have the HISB level option, which is the opportunity to watch the summits and have replay access for lifetime. You can add a bonus, which is the resources that the Jigna VIP levels get. The Jigna option of the coaching session is now closed. I have reached capacity. There are so many of you signing up for the Jigna coaching sessions that I know my entire summer is going to be booked and busy. But that's to say, this EDIS experience, while it is important that you attended live and experienced that, we know a lot of you have never really had this kind of experience before and are wishing you could be a part of it. So we want to open that up for you in a very private community building way. The 2-day event featured, I would say 17 speakers, which is incredible. 14 panels, breakout session, private roundtable for the live attendees to connect and talk. We had networking rooms. We had a digital exhibit on stage that people could watch anytime on demand. And people joined from everywhere. It was a virtual summit focusing on the needs and experiences of Eritrean diaspora second generationers, a community that I am a part of, not only as a member of the Eritrean diaspora, but yes, also as a second generationer. When I tell you we had Eritrean diasporas of multiple generations, some were first generation, some were second, some were not Eritrean. There were people who were friends of the Eritrean diaspora attending the summit. And I want to thank all of you for registering, for joining, for supporting, for speaking. This really was something that I'd wanted to do for the longest time in terms of getting our people together, my people together from that second gen lens, to really discuss and examine what we're going through in our respective lives in the diaspora as children of immigrants or as people who came at a young age, who are navigating more than one world, who are navigating multiple worlds with multiple expectations and still working to create the lives that we wish for and dream for ourselves and our families and our communities. And so we touched on everything from really exploring who you are as a diaspora leader, because I do believe fundamentally the diaspora journey is about discovering yourself and your place in this world and how you want to use your time, talents, and treasures for good. But also looking at lessons and learnings from other members of the diaspora who are incredible pioneers and innovators. We had people like Luam Keflezgi, Delina Medhin with her mother. It's a beautiful intergenerational conversation there. Leadership advice from leaders like Almaz Nagash, our good friend Henok Waldemikiel, who's the CEO of the Jebina app, who's just done tremendous work in the corporate space and the entrepreneurial space. We had insights from nonprofit leaders from the Eritrean Diaspora Network, the Eritrean Youth and Mentorship Program, and the Sella Language School out of Los Angeles. We just had a little bit of everything. And what I really loved was the live experience. Although it was virtual, people really thought they were here to watch a Zoom. And what they quickly realized joining the summit is that it was very interactive, not only with the chat, but the panelists were going back and forth, and attendees were leaving the chat, going to a room to see the digital exhibition, or going to the networking page to DM people, reaching out. People were having side conversations. And then we added this element of a live roundtable for people to dive in and discuss. Now, that's not saved as a recording because it was really an in-the-moment experience that we wanted attendees joining us live to have. But the fact that it was virtual didn't take away from what a transformational experience it actually was for everyone. A lot of people ask, this is virtual, why do I have to pay if I'm just going to dial in? Or why do I have to register? Can I watch it on YouTube later? And the answer is no, it's not going to be on YouTube later. It's not going to be available for public consumption. It's really about community building. And community building requires investment, and it requires not only the labor and the time of the people organizing the event, it requires resources to run the event. The platform that it was on, the management of information, the recordings, the tech, the communication of everything, just a lot of different elements were at work here. And this just didn't happen out of nowhere. But it really did show that even though the Eritrean diaspora may feel dispersed or spread out all over the place, you can really create a space where we are connected, we feel seen, we feel validated. And this is especially important for multiple generational experiences. So first generation experience is so important because they're the first, and it is about trying to figure out the new world you've arrived in and how you can continue to be connected to and support your homeland, in this case, Eritrea. But for the children of immigrants, it's even more important that we create spaces we wish existed for ourselves to feel validated as in between and not having to choose between one or the other. I think overwhelmingly anybody of Eritrean descent is ultimately proud to be Eritrean. You can have your own differing opinions about the state of the country today, if you have an experience with the country or not. You may never have set foot in the country and you can still have an opinion about it. But this isn't the same as whether or not you love your country or you feel like you are Eritrean. Those are very personal experiences, and we wanted to focus on that, the latter, the personal experience of being Eritrean. A lot of that ranged from, I don't know the language and I don't know enough about the culture, to I am so lucky and honored that I get to live authentically in my Eritrean hyphenated self and still be accepted by my family, my community. There are stories of people who've, in terms of the panelists, there were stories we heard about what it felt like to move here and adjust to this new world and then make a space for second gens. Really incredible insights. But I'm still processing the summit. But one thing I know for sure is that this space will continue and there will be another EDIS, and it will be virtual because that is the best way to reach each other because we're spread out all over. Times are tight for a lot of people. Resources are hard to get sometimes, but it's not hard to find each other. We're going to create sort of a space like a expo, as we call it. And let me just tell you really quickly some of the fun stuff about the virtual experience. The virtual experience you would think is like the same as a Zoom, and it's not. It is literally walking into like a convention center, but it's virtual. So you log in and you have a reception hall that you are welcomed into. And it's this overview of everything of what to expect. And we lovingly call the reception hall the Merhaba Hall. And we have the main stage. We have two main stages, Gazana Hall and Digital Diaspora's stage. And we have two main stages, the Gazana stage and the Digital Diaspora stage. And the Gazana stage is where we all go meet in our home, Gazana. And everyone comes together for the keynotes or the opening remarks, which I delivered as your host, welcoming everyone, setting the tone, framing. But then we all break out into our sessions. We listen to each panelist one by one. And that experience is interesting because people are moving. They have to click and go to another space. And those sessions, we lovingly call them the Mebrahti sessions. The whole Mebrahti moment of discovering your Mebrahti moment comes through these sessions. And when we finish with the Mebrahti sessions, we have a networking when we take these breaks. And when we finish with the Mebrahti sessions or the panels for each session, people are encouraged to go and network. And we network in what we call the Shim rooms. And the Shim room is like a networking directory where you can reach out to each other. We also added a sessions space that we call the Zerabas space, and that is actually a private roundtables opportunity for all the live attendees. So we have the Gazana stage, the Marhaba hall, Shim rooms, Mabrati sessions. It was just lovingly reminding me of like festival and the days when we were kids going to all over the place. So what we're going to add in the future is an expo center. And the expo center is where all the businesses, Eritrean diaspora, nonprofits, and businesses will be featured. So I want you to know, like, we're trying to create as much space for different aspects of our community. And one more important stage is the digital diaspora stage, which features digital art, digital experiences. And this year we collaborated with Eritrean Archives, who some of you know on Instagram, and a phenomenal account, phenomenal work being done by Eritrean diasporas who know their history and who are willing to research and learn and showcase and share and decentralize access to our own country's history. Eritrean Archives produced the most incredibly beautiful digital visual album of sorts around the Eritrean diaspora journey. So you get to see this video. It's like 40 minutes. It's a proper film. And it was all done as a labor of love by the Eritrean Archives as our partner for the Diaspora Academy. Just really proud to showcase all these different aspects. So I want to continue creating this space, and I invite you to join me. And if you want to know when the next one is happening, you want to attend, or maybe you want to speak, maybe you want to be a partner, we're going to open it up to feature more Eritrean diaspora nonprofits and businesses. Keep your eyes open for announcements around the next EDIS, and think about how you want to get involved, how you'd like to participate or attend. And we're open to hearing from you. So just email us. Our email is going to be in the show notes. It's info@thediasporaacademy.com. You can also just visit my website and you'll see our email contact info at the bottom. But I just really feel strongly that you can't wait for spaces to be created. You have to really work to create them yourself and in collaboration with so many others. So I also invite you to collaborate with me if you're ever interested. All right, everyone, I'm just going to go and process all of this, and thank you for everything, everyone. I hope you're well. Take care. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow That Second Gen Life with Samhar on your favorite listening platform.